Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my tips on how I save on packaging because let's be real, packaging costs can add up fast. So if you're anything like me and you just want your packaging to feel special while still staying within budget, then I think you'll find this video super helpful. By the way, if you're new here, hi, my name is Marianne and I run a budgeting stationery brand where I make saving money fun and cute. In this channel, I share videos about budgeting and just the behind the scenes of what it's like to run a small business on your own. So if you like that type of content, be sure you're subscribed, like this video. It'll just really help to support my channel. So let's dive in. By the way, excuse the mess behind me. I am just currently sitting down on my floor right now. I feel like I haven't talked and sat in front of a camera in so long, so I'm a bit nervous, but we will get through it. When I first started my business, I honestly didn't know how expensive it could get. I checked my numbers and in 2024, I spent almost $16,000 on shipping and packaging alone. So it's not to scare you or anything, but it's just the reality of running a product-based brand. Sorry, my voice cracked, but it's just the reality of running a product-based brand. So I just have some of my notes here. Hopefully I don't forget anything. This is honestly my number one tip, and that is to buy in bulk whenever you can. And I know it can feel a little intimidating, especially when you're just starting out. It is a big investment. Trust me, I've been there. When I first launched my shop, I literally had to keep restocking on supplies and reorder them every 2 weeks just because I would only order smaller amounts at a time. For example, I would only be ordering a pack of 25 boxes or a pack of 50 bubble mailers, and I found that I used those supplies quite a bit, so I would be reordering every 2 weeks, pay extra on shipping, and I would be wasting a ton of time just managing my supplies instead of focusing on other parts of my business. At the time, to me, it just felt safer to only buy smaller amounts, but in the long run, it was costing me way more. But once I started buying in bulk, the cost per item dropped a lot. For example, I used to pay around 95 cents per bubble mailer for a pack of 50. Now I only pay around 42 cents for each bubble mailer if I buy a case of 250. So that kind of difference really adds up over time. Think of it like Costco for your business. You're basically getting more for less. With that being said, don't just go and buy everything in bulk right away. You kind of have to gauge how often you're using certain items. Otherwise, your revenue, the money that's coming into your business, will just go towards unused supplies. And I made that mistake early on because I decided that it would have been a good idea to buy every single supply that I needed in bulk. I thought this would be saving money in the long term. Yeah, but I still had 12 by 9 by 6 boxes that I got from Uline that's still sitting in storage, and I probably use maybe 1 or 2 of those per month. So what I've learned is to just buy your most used items in bulk. So for me, that would be my bubble mailers, my white boxes, tissue paper, and my custom thank you cards. I know that I use them in every single order, and I know that they will not go to waste. And also, buying all of these supplies in bulk just gives me peace of mind, especially when it comes time for a product launch or even when I get like a huge rush of orders, because I'm not scrambling to restock on supplies. I already know that I have everything on hand, ready to go, and it'll just make things go a lot smoother, if that makes sense. And that leads me into my next tip number 2. Please, please, please don't buy supplies from the first website you see. I think the rule of thumb here is to just compare prices from a bunch of suppliers and a bunch of websites in order to find the best deal. I know it's tempting when you're in a rush or you just want to get things done, but you would be surprised how much prices can vary for a single item. For things like mailers, white boxes, tissue paper, I will usually compare prices from places like Amazon and Uline. Also, if you can, I recommend signing up for a Prime business account. It's free to sign up and you can get access to business-only pricing, bulk discounts, and even free shipping on a ton of supplies. So highly recommend that you guys sign up for one. And for printed materials like my thank you cards, my freebies, and my stickers, I'll usually look at sites like Sticker Mule or Vistaprint. Vistaprint is my usual go-to for thank you cards. I'll usually order their 4x6 postcards and I'll upload my design that I made off of Canva, and then I'll have them print that and ship it to me. I used to make my thank you cards by hand, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with that at all, but I found that investing just a little bit more on professionally printed thank you cards is just a lot easier for me and a lot less time consuming. Also with Vistaprint, they almost always have a coupon code or some sort of sale going on, so if you time it right, you can actually save quite a bit of money. And also, to add more to this tip, please don't sleep on local businesses. I believe in shopping small. I'll usually Google printing companies near me or even packaging suppliers near me. Sometimes they are a little bit more expensive, but you actually might be able to negotiate a better deal or even skip on shipping costs if you decide to pick up locally. And also, don't be afraid to email and ask for a quote, especially if you're ordering in bulk, because 9 times out of 10, I've had suppliers give me much better pricing just because I asked and negotiated. It seriously wouldn't hurt to try. Tip number 3 is probably one of the easiest ways to save money, and you probably already have this on hand, and that is to reuse packaging from your suppliers. So you know all that packaging that your inventory comes in, like the bubble mailers, tissue paper, craft paper, and the used boxes. Don't just throw it away. I keep a bin over there where I keep all of the packing materials that are still clean and in good condition. So whenever I receive new stock, I just go through the packaging and set anything aside I can reuse for my own orders. It's such a simple way to save money and reduce waste. And if you're worried about your brand not being consistent, don't be. You can always add your own stickers or even branded tape to customize your packaging. For example, if I'm using a plain box, I'll usually use my branded tape that I got off of Sticker Mule. I bought a set of 5 rolls, so I know they're gonna last me a really long time, and I personally like the Sticker Mule brand because it fits inside my Kirby mini tape dispenser. I've tried tape from places like No Issue Co and Vistaprint, and those were either too wide or too narrow to fit inside the tape dispenser, so I ended up using a regular tape dispenser instead. I just personally love the Kirby Mini more just because it's way more efficient and all I have to do is press buttons and it cuts the exact length of tape that I need. By the way, I'll have everything linked down below so you guys can find all of the supplies I used in this video. Okay. So this next tip is something I recently discovered, and that is ordering sticker sheets instead of sticker rolls. Not only is the price per sticker lower when you go with sheets, but they're actually much cheaper to ship because they are less bulky. Of course, this comes down to personal preference. If you have, let's say, a larger order volume or you just want the convenience, then you can of course go with sticker rolls. But if you're just a one-person shop like me and you kind of want to cut down on costs, then I highly recommend going for sticker sheets instead. I just find that they're way more practical and easier to store. I just toss mine inside my little shipping cart over there so they're out of the way. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. My next tip number 5 is one that I use all the time. Instead of getting custom packaging, buy plain packaging instead and dress it up with your own custom stickers, custom stamp, or even branded tape. Custom boxes and tissue paper can look really beautiful, but they're honestly really expensive, especially if you only need smaller quantities. For my recent launch, for example, I ordered just enough of these pillow boxes and pen boxes that I got off of Temu, and I just placed these clear logo stickers from Vistaprint. I believe it was a set of 96 stickers for $26.88, and I just applied these on the packaging for my pens and binder rings. It's super simple, but I think it just really helped to elevate my packaging and just give my customers overall a better experience. You can also get your own custom stamp to stamp your boxes or tissue paper. I recommend just buying your tissue paper in bulk and then just stamping a batch at a time. I think going for plain packaging really gives you the flexibility to just switch things things up from time to time. You can switch up your sticker designs, the shapes and colors that you're using, or even create limited edition packaging for certain product launches or even holidays. Hey guys, it's voiceover Marianne here, and I'm just popping in to add a little bit more insight to this tip. But if you're feeling stressed about having the perfect packaging from the start, don't worry. Seriously, when I was just starting out, I really struggled with keeping my packaging consistent. I was constantly testing different styles, designs, and materials, trying to figure out what felt right for my brand and what was actually sustainable for my budget. There was also a time when I used packaging that looked super cute, but it just took way too long to package each order. And when you're handling everything on your own, time is really of the essence. So that kind of setup just wasn't sustainable for me in the long term. So if you're in that phase right now where you're still figuring it all out, that's totally okay. Just focus on what works for you now and just be open to change as your business grows. Moving on, your thermal label printer might just be your new bestie. I use my label printer all the time to print my invoices, my shipping labels, and not only that, I also use it to print stickers. I print out do not bend stickers, free gift stickers, and even address labels for my mailing envelopes. You can even print little stickers that say happy mail or handle this package with care. And because thermal printers use heat instead of ink, you never have to worry about running out of it. One thing to keep in mind though is that thermal printers only print in black ink, but you can get labels in different colors. I think I've seen pink, blue, and even yellow on Amazon. And if you want to save even more, or you're just running low on professionally printed stickers, you can just print custom stickers using your own shipping labels. I recommend using Canva to create a 4x6 document, and you can design it with either your logo, your brand name, or even your return address for your mailing envelopes. Just copy and paste the same image or text until you fill up the entire page, download the file, and then print on a single thermal label. Then once it's printed, I just cut it up with some scissors or a paper trimmer, and I end up with a bunch of stickers I can use. This next tip saved me so much money during my recent launch, and that is to create your own product packaging, thank you cards, or even freebies. If you have a decent printer at home and don't mind spending a bit on ink once in a while, then I highly recommend you create your own. To make stickers, you can either use shipping labels like in my last tip, or use blank sticker sheets. I ordered mine off of Amazon and made my freebie stickers using Canva, and then I just used my Cricut to cut little circles so that my customers can use them as stickers for their planner. I also made these belly bands at home to wrap around each set of cash envelopes. I just ended up measuring the length and width that I needed. Then I created a template on Canva with text. I just ended up printing a bunch at home, cut them using my paper trimmer, and then I just applied them using glue tape, or you can even use double-sided tape. Tip number 9, ask your suppliers for extra packaging. For example, when I ordered my planner dashboards, I told my manufacturer to send all my items without individually packaging them. And I also told them to include extra bags so that when it got to me, I could just package each order as they come in. It's honestly a great way to cut down on costs and waste, because sometimes when inventory comes in, the packaging usually ends up really wrinkled or dirty. So I don't mind taking the extra time to package each item myself, and I usually end up with extras that I can still use for my next launch. It just keeps everything looking clean and fresh for your customer when they do open their package. Just make sure though that when you request this, that your supplier still protects the items inside the box and it won't get damaged during transit. And finally, for my last tip, you want to have cute packaging that is still cute and on brand without spending a ton of money on a designer. Then I highly recommend that you guys use free templates on Canva. This video isn't sponsored or anything, but I've been using Canva since I pretty much started my business. They have a ton of really good templates for things like thank you cards or even freebies. I use it all the time to design my own, plus so many other things that I use for my small business. And that is it, you guys. Those are some of my favorite tips. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more small business and budgeting content, and drop a comment if you have any packaging hacks that you want everyone to know. And if you want to check out my stationery brand, or you just want cute budgeting goodies, I'll leave all the links down below. And thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.